Hey there YouTube, how are you guys doing? My last holiday and tomorrow I start work. So let's get the show on the road. Housekeeping my Nicotine nickel-free pipe. It's a beautiful German manufactured pipe. I love the stem part of it, and I dedicate it to my English blends. And I'm smoking a really awesome English tobacco that kind of is part of my video that I'm talking about today. It's Dunhill Nightcap, one awesome tobacco. So today's topic is about high nicotine pipe tobacco, basically blends that will kick ass. Now, when you talk about kick-ass blends or blends that kick ass, ideally I'm talking about English blends. I'm not talking about the aromatics. As you know, don't get me wrong, aromatics do have nicotine, but not quite the content that of nicotine that we are talking about today. As you know, I'm talking about absolute kick-ass type nicotine contents. And when I talk about kick-ass nicotine contents, I always talk about English, possibly Balkans, some flakes, and stuff like that. So let's go ahead with the English. Out of my list that I'm going to talk about today, the mildest out of this list would be Boswell's Northwoods. Now don't get me wrong, guys. This does have a walloping nicotine kick, especially if you're a newbie pipe smoker and you're just venturing out into strong nicotine blends. This is probably a good place to start. Then apart from this, there is Penzance, there is Samuel Gavin Scotland Leader, also pretty good in nicotine blends. And then you get to another level, which is like the Dunhill Nightcap, which is jam-packed with nicotine. It's advertised as a late night smoke. And also I would put into this category Dunhill's 965, yet again jam-packed with vitamin N. And if I had to take it one notch higher than that, I would take Cornell and Deal's Billy Bud. Now, I've actually got knocked the crap out of this blend once, on an empty stomach one early morning at about 4:30. I was marking some papers, and in this very same pipe, and this is a huge bowl, right? And I filled one complete bowl of Cornell and Deal's Billy Bud in this, and it's a cigar leaf blend. It's just jam-packed with nicotine and vitamin N. And about 45 minutes into the bowl, I had to just run to the toilet because I had to go puke. And I was totally empty stomach. I didn't prepare myself for the nicotine kick in this, and I was basically kicked in the ass that morning. And it was not a pleasant feeling. So I give a lot of respect to Billy Bud after that day, and I don't attempt to ever smoke it unless I'm with a full stomach. And apart from this, last night I got kicked ass with another new blend, which is surprisingly a flake tobacco. I knew it was a strong blend, but I didn't exactly prepare myself to just know how strong it was. It was a Peterson's Irish Flake. It was basically a flue-cured Virginia Burley, Burley, Kentucky, Virginia, air-cured, flue-cured, and dark-fired tobacco. And I was having a pretty big bowl of that stuff, and it just knocked the socks out of me. Halfway through, I had to just keep my pipe down and say, that's it. I'll probably come to the last bit about my nightcap, because this is not the first edit that I was trying to make this video. I actually made two. The file size was huge and this video was going into 12 to 20 minutes, so I wanted to make a shorter version. So let's talk about symptoms. Symptoms where you are getting intoxicated with nicotine, or your body is saturated with nicotine. Well, the first signs that you do get is you get a sickly, nausea type feeling in your body, and if you still continue smoking, your palms start sweating and your feet start sweating. At least that's one way that I know, I've gone to that next level of, a nicotine rush. But you can, still go further. And if you keep on puffing, you get to the point where, you get that, like a pukey feeling where, your stomach is like, almost like telling you like, dude, I need to puke, but you're not exactly there yet, but you're getting there. So that's probably when you should actually drop down your pipe and give yourself a break. But if you actually take it further, you are going to hit the puking level where actually let's just keep your pipe down and run to the toilet and actually puke the crap out of yourself. So these are the symptoms of a high dose of nicotine. Then also how you could possibly overcome these drawbacks when you're smoking a high nicotine blend. Well, start off with smoking, when you're smoking these blends, make sure you're on a full stomach. And when I say full stomach, I mean a jam-packed, huge buffet-type meal. Don't ever have a light snack and try to do a heavy English blend or a high nicotine content blend. Make sure you're well fed and your belly is full. If it's a new type of a tobacco that you're trying that is having a high nicotine content, please refrain from smoking a full bowl like this. Just go for a half bowl or a smaller pipe. Ideally, a half bowl should do, especially when you're test driving a very, very strong tobacco. Also, it's handy to have a high sugar content liquid close by you. That is like your emergency type of thing where you can actually get your nicotine high down to a very controllable level. And basically the fact is that sugar or any sort of a beverage that contains sugar will actually bring the nicotine content down. So ideally guys, a coffee with a high sugar content like I'm having right now, that's after that, and or like a sweet tea, or like a soda which is having a high sugar content like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or something like that should do, as well as even if you don't have a beverage, even munching a chocolate should get that high nicotine content in your body down. Also, if you're finding any of the symptoms that I talked about, you can just leave your pipe and wait till everything simmers down, and then you could possibly light up. Ideally, who I would suggest these sort of strong blends, like if you are a light English smoker or light English and aromatic smoker and you want to go ahead the next level, well, these sort of blends that I just talked about, Boswell's Northwoods, Billy Budd, Nightcap, 9965, Irish Flake, Penzance, so on and so forth would be ideal choices for a high nicotine blend. If you are an ex-cigarette smoker and you say like, dude, I want my nicotine kick, probably not a good idea to start off with these blends I'm talking about, because these actually knock your socks out. Like, a cigarette has 1.2 milligrams of nicotine, while a bowl this size filled with the Billy Bud could contain 20 to 30 milligrams of nicotine. So guys, please be careful. These are pretty strong blends. And if you're a newbie pipe smoker, my God, don't even think of trying these stuff. That's like a no-no. And also, if you are wanting to try the highest nicotine content tobacco, well, this is the name of the blend. It's called Triple X Black Robe by Samuel Gavin. I've actually not tried it. Surprisingly, I'm dying to try it because apparently it's guaranteed each and every time to give you a puking nicotine hit if you smoke it in a bowl like this. And the guy who actually was who introduced me to this blend, not physically, but literally, he got me introduced to this blend. Said never ever try it if you can't run through a tin of nightcap, then it's best not to try Triple X Black Robe, as your body needs to get used to handling a high nicotine content tobacco like nightcap before you attempt to actually try Triple X Black Robe. And it's a plug tobacco, sorry, it's a rope tobacco, and the smell and the burning taste of and the smell of this tobacco is apparently like burning rubber. It's not at all pleasant, but it's basically smoked for the nicotine content. And yep, pretty much that's it. So I wouldn't advise you to try Triple X Black Robe with probably a Guinness or a stout beer. That would be like a no-no. So guys, saying that, if you have tried Triple X Black Robe, please do give me a buzz about it. If there are any more high nicotine blends out there that you feel is more stronger than the ones that I talk about, please do comment. Please make response videos. I would love that. And saying that, guys, I just finished my bowl of 965. My video is still 12 minutes long, so I'm sorry guys. I tried to make this short, but it's a big topic. And saying that, I'm going to say adios amigos, guys.